Okay. Let me fix this real quick, because now I've messed up. Alright, because I've stream pulled up. Close. There we go. Sorry. I messed up. I fucked up. What did I turn off here? What the fuck did I do? There we go. What did I do? Okay, there we go. We're back. We're back. I'm sorry. I shut everything down. I have everything plugged into one power surge right here. Or like extended outlet, whatever you fucking call it. And I kicked the damn switch to it. And shut everything off. Computer, internet, everything went off. Lamp, everything went off. So, I'm sorry. It's at the bottom of my desk here, and I kicked it. And I just hit that switch perfectly and just fucked it all up. So, I apologize. I messed up. Back at it. Might actually get some writing done. Obviously answer your guys' questions and everything still. I still need to go ahead and mute site here so I can actually pull up stream without having it on stream on my desk. Or I can just turn desktop audio off for now. We're back. There we go. Bot rigs. Yo, are we getting browser work? Are we getting the chat, the stream chat to work? Come on, show me stream chat working, bro. Come on, show me it working. Come on, bro. Don't. Come on, bro. Come on. Show me it working, please. Please work. We're back. Thank you for coming back, Trainer Malik. I appreciate it. Come on. No, I don't want to go premium. Just please. See if I'm gonna do this right. Please work. Just work. That's all I'm asking. I don't understand why this doesn't work. I gave you my stream key before. Okay, what made you want to make Pokemon Prospect as a series? Good question. I grew up with the Pokemon anime. That was like my first outlet of Pokemon before I started playing the games, and then not long after I started playing the games. And I don't know. I think I love stories. I love stories, bro. I mean, who doesn't, obviously, but I love a good story. And knowing that there's so many outlets to Pokemon to where there's so many different stories and universes and everything like that, I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me get some music playing here, because I don't like not having music. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so I've always played the games as what I would have in the anime. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So like, I'd have a Charizard because Ash's Charizard is fucking awesome. You know, stuff like that. So that's mainly why I wanted to just have my own kind of like look at what my story would be in a Pokemon setting, in a Pokemon anime setting. And yeah, I've thought about this idea for years. Like even when the videos were coming out about damn, that's loud. Hold on. Even when I first was doing the anime slideshow videos, that was kind of like the first portrayal I've finally done of, oh, what team would I have if I was in the anime? You know, obviously being my own character, having my own favorite Pokemon and everything like that. What would I, what Pokemon would I have? How would my story go? And, I've always seen the story of Pokemon as going from Kanto to Paldea now. And that's where I'm like, that's how the order goes. That's how the order of the story goes because that's how the order of Pokemon's always gone. Whether it be the manga, anime, all of it has gone in that order. So that's kind of why it's hard for me to want to switch it up. Or to switch it up and also stay true to the story I've kind of pre-wrote for myself. So that's what kind of, like, altogether, that's what kind of made me want to do this. I love it. I just love it. I love stories so much. We'll say I love this playlist, this reorchestrated Kanto Symphony by Braxton Burks. Bangers, man, bangers. But I don't know. I don't think it's fitting for a stream. Kind of put some relaxing Pokemon music on. Honestly, I kind of want to start. Oh, I don't want to listen to Paldea music. I've just heard it so much. But, damn, what is this? They're giving me, like, Mystery Dungeon music. There we go, that's better. I don't know if I'm going to stream too much longer, but especially now that I've, like, shut everything down and I'm getting kind of hungry now, I'm like, fuck, I kind of want to get off stream. But, will you redesign Hayasuka for Prospect? Probably not. Damn, I really wish I made this bigger. Let's do this. Dang, this is gonna need some work. But, Hayasuka, I don't think I'm going to redo. Maybe when she, like, after Kanto and she returns, like, a couple of series later, maybe we'll do a small redesign for her. But for now, I think what she has is good. I think it's a good, like, traveling outfit. So I don't know. Well, for now, no. But at least for Kanto. Hopefully this works and it stays working. This chat thing that I have on my stream here, I want it to work, and I want it to work right. But man, it is going to be something to play with for a while. Got the national park theme playing? Hell yeah. Sorry, if you notice in streams, if I play a lot of Heart Gold and Soul Silver music, do not mind it, because I love, like, something, it's just the nostalgia. That's what it is. But Heart Gold and Soul Silver, or Soul Silver, I should say, was my first ever, no. I played Fire Red first a little bit, but I didn't beat it. Soul Silver was the first game that I truly beat, like, played. Because I think I played Fire Red a little on my cousin's Game Boy. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But, like, my cousin, I can't remember. I'm trying to remember exactly how it went. I don't want to tell this story wrong. But I'm pretty sure he had it on, like, the Flip Game Boy Advance. And I played that for a little bit, but it wasn't mine. And then I got, I'm going to rest since I'm sick at the moment. I hope you have a rest of the day. Hey, I hope you have a great day too. Sorry to hear you're sick. I remember seeing your community post about that. I hope you're feeling better. And obviously if you're still sick, get better. Like you said. Do you love anime? Oh, dude. Love it. Right now I'm stuck as a One Piece fan. It's a little hard, but because I'm wanting to start to watch new stuff, but I also started watching new stuff that I personally saw that was shit. So right now I haven't started watching any new animes, but yes, I am definitely an anime fan. Outside of Pokemon, One Piece, bro. One Piece, man. I'm sorry to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that One Piece glazer that is like, dude, watch it. Because I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's so... The story's so good. The pacing, I know. The pacing fucking sucks. But man, One Piece is awesome. I love One Piece. So peak. I think it is the best storytelling in modern media. I don't know. The manga, obviously pacing-wise, is a lot better than the anime, because the anime doesn't even get through a whole chapter in an episode, which is crazy. Or it only gets through, like... If it does get through a full chapter, it's not very often. Or it's not as often. I don't know, like, episodes... I'd say, like, episodes 1100 and 1101... I think they keep up with the manga pacing pretty well compared to a lot more other, like, arcs. But, yeah, I love One Piece. I love Love is War. The reason why I'm so, like, out of anime right now to watch is because I started watching... Or, sorry, I did watch all of Kill la Kill because that was one from years ago that I wanted to watch before I even got into anime and before anime was considered cool. That was one I wanted to watch. Because I don't know why. There was... I think I remember seeing it on YouTube or something. I was like, oh, cool. It's these cool-ass scissors fighting and shit. I can't remember. But, I finally decided to watch it a couple months ago because, you know, I remember seeing it all the time back in the day when I was in, like, early high school, I think. But, dude, I watched... It's 25 episodes and it fucking sucks. Like, they don't even get to... Like, you have episodes 1, 2, and 3 or whatever where... Or maybe it might be just 1 and 2. Where they get the story... Or, you know, they kind of tell you what's going on and everything. They start everything off. And then they, go, like... It seems like fucking filler for 10 episodes. Or maybe 12. You're, like, at episode 15 and, like, nothing fucking major has happened. Which is crazy, because a 25 episode anime series, you should not have filler. And if you do, you should have 1 or 2. You should not be having these one-off plots in a 25 episode story unless you are basing that anime as to be like a whole filler thing. You know, like just cartoons or something where like previous episodes don't correlate with newer episodes. It's just a show. You know, it's just a pastime to watch. But a lot of animes are not, and I don't think Kill la Kill is. And... You know, you get 15 episodes in and you're like, what the fuck is going on, man? This is just weird. And then they finally, like, episode 16 or 17, you're like, oh, shit, we're learning a lot. And then, you know, the last, like, 10 episodes are alright. You know, the final, like, I guess, I don't even want to call it an arc because it's a 25 episode series, but, like, I don't know, the final, like, ending of it, or the final battle, I guess, of it is pretty good, but dude, series as a whole sucks. It sucks. And then a friend of mine wanted me to watch 8686, a mecha anime. Bro, don't get me started. I have not finished it. I have been on episode 17 or something, maybe less than that, for like 4 months, 5 months. Because, like, the first, like, 10 episodes or something is great. I love where it was going. But then it's like, it seemed like the main plot of the story was done already, halfway through. And you're like, okay, what's next? You know, we're trying to figure out what's next, and it's slowly building up to what's coming up next. But then you get, like, 3 episodes where I'm stuck at right now of straight fucking dialogue. It is literally like... It's kind of like One Piece, how in Zou there was, like, a bunch of episodes of just straight lore. That's kind of what 8686 is doing, but it's a current plot shit. It's not like they're telling a backstory or anything. It's like, dude, oh, it sucks. It sucks. For a 25 episode series, you shouldn't be having 3 episodes of fucking dialogue. Especially if your anime is based off of a fucking robot war. And if you're gonna have 3 episodes of dialogue, make it interesting, bro. Don't make it garbage. It's just a little girl, and I'm watching the dub, so it probably is better in the subbed in this case. But in the dub, it fucking sucks, because there's this young girl that's just never shutting the fuck up. Which I know happens in a lot of animes. There seems to be a younger character that annoys the piss out of everybody. One Piece is guilty of that too. But I think they flesh out their characters a little better. Which I would hope so if you have 1,100 episodes. But my favorite character is in One Piece has to be Usopp. Usopp's hit or miss for me. Dressrosa Usopp is awesome. Return to Sabaody Usopp is amazing. Dude is buff as shit. Dressrosa, he is confirmed to have observation hockey. Awesome. That is literally like the most perfect fit of hockey for him. But after that, man, unfortunately, he did nothing in Wano. I mean, he did some stuff, man, but like fighting ulti with Nami and just running for like fucking however many episodes straight, dude, it's just... Nami and Usopp, bro, you're on a fucking Emperor's crew. Get your powers up. Yeah, Nami got Zeus. You know, she's okay. I don't know. Nami, honestly, unfortunately, annoys the fuck out of me anymore. Rather than, like, is a cool character. But, I think my dude, no, it's not even my favorite One Piece character. It is my favorite anime character. Zoro, bro. I love Zoro. I love everything about Zoro. Will the cost eventually go to other regions? Oh, will the cast eventually go to the other regions and catch other Pokemon from those regions? Yes. Obviously, Hunter will because he's the main character. You know, we're going to be following his story throughout the whole series. Kale will be a big main character too. Ace... So, I will confirm something about Ace. Because I'm a little pissed about how the other stories of, like, how Blue and Gary are in the other universes. Gary loses to Ash and then decides to become a Pokemon professor. And yes, he is still strong. He is a very strong trainer, especially when we see him in Project Mew and Pokemon Journeys. But the problem is that he's a great trainer, and his potential is so high to become champion level trainer, like how Ash became after Alola. But he just doesn't. Like, we see him get like 2 new Pokemon after Ash leaves, or after Gary quits like full-on Pokemon training. What, he gets like Electivire, Hatterene, and Tyranitar? We find out he has a Tyranitar. Like, obviously there's just not much of Gary anymore. Which, whatever, I get it. He's a Kanto fucking, you know, the Kanto rival. But, like, I don't know. It sucks to see that, like, Gary is such a crazy, awesome character, and he just... You know, obviously the professor side of it isn't as appealing to most as the battle, like, champion, up to champion level battle, like, character portrayal is. I don't know how to really explain it, but, yeah, I don't know. But Ace will not be a character that becomes a professor. He will not be a character that becomes, like, a trainer to others. He might be a mentor to some other people coming down the line, but he's not going to be like a full-on mentor. This dude's going for champion rank just like Hunter is. And he's going to stick around. I can promise you that. Because, like I said, you have Gary and you have Blue, who are 2 awesome-ass characters, who don't have the main character syndrome like Red does, and even Hunter in this case. You know, he's got some main character. He's a main character. Every main character is going to have what's called plot armor in some way, shape, or form, because the plot fucking revolves around them. But, But it's cool to, like, I don't know. I think I've really started appreciating side characters more. And Gary/Blue is one that I've really paid attention to because he's such a cool character, you know? Like, he's got cool Pokemon. He's got, you know, what is said to be the skills to back it up. But then we always just see him lose to Ash or lose to lose to Red. Except for after the Battle Frontier. It was cool to see that Ash lost to Gary post-Battle Frontier. You know, because you realize then that Gary's like still, just because he's not going for badges and champion and leagues anymore doesn't mean he doesn't make him no baby back bitch. He throws down. He is able to throw hands. And that's what I love about Gary. Is that he might be, you know, settling down with the you know, lower level folks, but when it comes down to it, he's still the fucking GOAT. You know, he's gonna kick ass. And he's still smart as shit. So I think that keeping Ace as a trainer going for champion rank is better than him becoming a professor. Because it's just Professor Oak 2.0. That's literally it. Like, I don't know. How will you incorporate the Hisuiemons? Good question. Well, first of all, I'm going to start with it's going to be a little tough. Because I want to figure out an original way to do it. But also, do it in a way that still makes sense. So I think Hisuiemons will come when Hisui came out, which was in the middle of Gen 8. I don't know. I might bring some characters like, what's her name from the Indigo Disc? Or not, even Kitakambi. Oh, what's her name? The girl with the short hair who has the camera in the Hisui and Growlithe. Shit, what was her name? Penny? Perona? No, Perona's One Piece. What am I thinking? Kitakami characters. What was that girl's name? What is her name? Damn it, I can't remember. What is her name? Damn, why can't I remember? There's Perrin! That's it. I knew it started with a P. Perrin. I think Perrin could easily show up in a earlier generation, like maybe even Unova, because of how the terrarium is said to be in Unova. Question: will Hunter leave his Pokemon in past regions at the lab when he's finished with a season? And if that is the case, will Johto be counted, or will it not be? Or will it not because of the anime if it didn't? I think I see how you're going about asking this. Let me reread this. Question: will Hunter leave his Pokemon in past regions at the lab once he's finished with his season? And if so, will it be the case with you? Oh, okay, okay. So you're asking, like, so yes, Hunter will be leaving, not at the lab, not at the lab. That was the initial plan, but oh, I used voice to text, so it comes out. That's okay. I get what you were saying, but yes, Hunter will be leaving his Pokemon somewhere, but it will not be Professor Oak's lab. Ace will be leaving his Pokemon at Professor Oak's lab because it's his fucking grandpa, obviously. But, yeah, there will be a place that he keeps his Pokemon that you guys might not be expecting. It is built up, but you guys might not be expecting it. Pokemon Prospect is awesome. Thank you, Brandon. I really appreciate it. Glad to hear you're liking the series. Obviously, if you keep supporting, I really appreciate it. You know what would be called... You know it would be cool? Give him one of those Pokemon boxes in the games nowadays. You could try... Oh, yeah, like the Pokemon box that like you can connect to the PC box at any time. I've thought about that. And honestly, the anime pretty much did it before the games. If you remember, it was like one episode they showed it, and they never did it again. They just had Ash call Professor Oak. But, is Hunter going to be able to get another Pokemon? Yes. Yes. Okay, well, oh man, we're at the point now where chats are going above the face cam, so we need to fix that. Control Z. Let's go ahead. We'll move this down, but also we'll move it. I need to move this down below you. No, right here. There we go. Okay. Is Hunter going to get another Pokemon? In the next part, yes. Hunter does get another Pokemon. I can't say who, but yes, there will be another capture for Hunter in Pokemon Prospect Part 7. Saying wearing like a Gen 5 and then... And then he has a crab. Yeah, he could just pull out of the block. Yeah, like when he caught Krabby, it went straight. It teleported. The Pokeball teleported on its own to Professor Oaks from the Pokedex. And then after that, he just transferred them. I don't even know what I just read. No, that's good. What is Hunter's Pokemon team? Right now, it is Charmeleon, Pidgeotto, Raichu, Primeape, Haunter, and Bulbasaur. Those are the current team right now. And like I said, going into Part 7, we will be having more more captures come in. There's going to be a little rotation towards the end here, but because like we're into the last half of the series of Kanto, and give him a victory bell and muck. We'll see. We'll see. He might get one. He might not get one. Someone else might get those Pokemon. Be ready. Be ready to see. But yeah, I will say I'm open to suggestions for other characters and stuff, but right now I think Hunter and Kale's team are already written for who they're going to be. So we'll see. We'll see who they get. It is, like I said, it's going to be... The ending might be... I don't want to say upsetting, because it's not. It's a very good ending that I have planned, but yeah, Fuchsia City is up next. Yes, we are on the way to Fuchsia City. That's actually I'm in the middle of writing that right now. We are like... Fuchsia City's almost done. I'm reaching the main part of Fuchsia City, and then we have a couple characters returning, and then that will lead to the next plot outside of Fuchsia City. But yeah, it'll be going Fuchsia City, and then we will be having major plot, and then I don't really want to. I don't want to give out the itinerary of what's going to be happening. I mean, you guys can obviously guess what cities and what characters are coming next, but also I don't want to give away like the whole itinerary of what each next part is going to be, because then obviously it gets rid of the element of surprise for some of them. But yeah, as you can tell by the community posts, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and then also just where we're at. The group is now heading onto Cycling Road. We are now reaching the point When is the next episode on? Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm literally just in the writing stage right now. I have no, like, visuals even done yet. I have, like, drafts of visuals, but I don't have anything fleshed out. No, like, slideshow animation stuff fleshed out, nothing. But I will be... It probably... I say it won't take me long, and it takes me longer than I want it to. But if I could have it by the end of next month, at the latest, I would love that. But... Kind of hope you don't do this, but will any characters be releasing any Pokemon? I don't think so. I don't like the idea of releasing Pokemon unless it really, really makes sense. Like, I don't even know who I'd release. So, okay. I like the idea of Pokemon going to training. Like, so let's take Charizard, Ash's Charizard, for example. He released it, but it returned how many times? And then finally stayed? You know, thanks to Dollywop. I don't know what about Dollywop, but Dollywop is awesome. He's actually probably one of my favorite current Pokemon YouTubers right now. But there's going to be training for a Pokemon coming up. And it'll be kind of a release. But like I said, it'll be like Ash's Charizard, where it comes back a lot. There's plenty... It's not gone for fucking 20 years and then comes back like how Ash's Pidgeot was. So yeah, nothing to really worry about there. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. If you're going to release a Pokemon, at least let him return once or twice. Like, even, look at Ash's Lapras. That thing was just a ride Pokemon for most of the Orange Islands. It had, like, 2 battles. And one of them was, like, a surf race. It was still a memorable Pokemon. And it came back, like, what, 2 times? It came back in Johto. And then it also came back in Aim to be a Pokemon Master. I think that's a good way of going about it. If you're going to release a Pokemon or something, at least let him come back in some way, shape, or form one day. It was good to actually see Ash's Butterfree come back, too. In the end of Journeys? In the subbed. You know who is a YouTuber like you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a decent bit in common. I tagged him in a video a while back. It was the Once to Journey 2025. I would love to see his setup of it. What his Pokemon team would be and stuff like that. Love to see it. Yeah, he's a very good artist though. And plus the quality of his content is very, very good. I think he'll come to grow really, really fast. I mean, off the jump, he was doing... What was it? I think his first video came up in my recommended. What was it? I think it was his Ash's Team Redone. His first one. Let's see. Dolly... Wow. Yeah, the first video was his Ash's Teams Redone. That came up in my recommended, and then I saw how many... I forget how many subs he had at the time, but dude just started jumping from there. Dude just started, you know... His whole channel just pumped up real quick. And now his current series with the Pokemon Kanto rewrite is awesome. Love it. It is a very fun... What is Charmeleon's personality? It sucks because with how fast-paced the series is, there's not much time to make personalities for every single Pokemon. But there's the whole, like, you know, Hunter and Charmeleon love to eat, and they love sandwiches. That's probably the biggest thing about his personality. That on top of just loyalty. Charmeleon is a very, very loyal Pokemon. To where, like... I don't have any plots wrote down for it yet, but like if Pokemon, like how in the show sometimes characters got split up and then like the one episode there, Go got stuck with Ash's Pikachu and then had to learn in the middle of it how to battle with Ash's Pikachu, and it didn't work out at first, and then they figured it out. I think something like that would happen with Charmeleon or Charizard, where, you know, someone else trying to command Charizard, it just doesn't work out because of how loyal Charmeleon is to Hunter. Kind of like a Zoro thing. I would like to see Charmeleon as a Zoro, sorry. Yeah, just Charmeleon, like I said, it sucks. There's not a lot of personality to give all these Pokemon, but because of how fast-paced the series is. But that would be the best way to describe Charmeleon. Loyal, loves to eat, and that's about it. Sandwich. Hello, Kale. Sorry, I'm just thinking about Ash's Beedrill. Anyone remember that Beedrill he owned for 5 minutes? Yeah, that was in the Johto bug catching contest, and then he gave it to, what's her name, Macy? Because of the color of the Electabuzz. Actually, me and my girlfriend have been watching, Pokemon TV started a YouTube channel, because they shut down the Pokemon TV app, so then they just made it a YouTube channel. But me and my girlfriend have been watching the Johto series. We're finishing up Season 4 right now. And, yeah, we got past that episode a while back. But, yep. Yeah, he owned it for 5 minutes. Won the Johto Cup. I think he won. And, yeah, and then gave it to Macy. Which, whatever. That's not really... I don't have a problem with that. Makes sense because they don't want him to have Johto or they don't want him to have more Kanto Pokemon on a Johto team when he already had, like, what, 9 Kanto Pokemon? Let me get some writing done. I've been talking and rambling and stuff, but I haven't been doing much writing. I might not be able to do another one of these kind of streams where I do the writing on top of a Q&A because, man, I yap. I'm a yapper, man. So right now, I'll give you guys kind of a breakdown of how long the scripts are. So I'm using a normal, like, Docs, Google Docs, to write the script with 16 size fonts. Lots of line jumps. But why don't you just make it so she was the winner and she caught the Beedrill? Simple. Yeah. Well, what? He got, what was it? What else did he get at? Did he get a Sunstone or was it the... No, the King's Rock was Ringmasters where he did the sumo. Johto Bug Catching Contest Anime episode. Can you give Kale Arceus? He is my favorite character. No! No! You're bad! Bad character! The bug stops here. Yeah. What did he win in the end of that? Ash wins the contest, earning him the Sunstone. What the fuck did he end up using the Sunstone for? I mean, cool, he got the Sunstone. That's what I thought it was, but... Like, I don't think anything major happens with the Sunstone in the rest of the series, because I don't think no one on Ash's team evolves with a Sunstone. I don't know. Maybe he just kept it. Fucking threw it on his dresser as a little, like, souvenir. I don't know. Completely nothing. I don't even think... Yeah, he never caught a Pokemon with Sunstone. It was one thing in Ringmasters to give him a King's Rock because then Misty's Poliwhirl evolved with it. But a Sunstone? He didn't have a Sunkern. He didn't have... Who else evolves with a Sunstone? I forget. Another Sunkern. Oh, Gloom into Blossom. None of them had a Gloom. Sunkern into Sunflora, like I said. Yeah, and then the next one's Cottony into Whimsicott. Petal into Lilligant, and then Heliolisk into Helioptile. Or Helioptile into Heliolisk. You know, and this is a Gen 2 anime, so you have 2 Pokemon. Got a block with it. And no one caught it. So. You just gave Ash a Sunstone for no reason, so you might as well have made Macy the winner of that. And then, don't even get me started on the point of where they get to the Johto League, and right before they get to the Johto League, Macy has 4 badges. It's like, why did you even introduce her as a character and as a rival for Ash, but then she's not even in the league? By the time the league starts, she has 4 badges. She ain't pulling no Alon where she fucking goes to every gym, aces them in 2 days, and then goes on. Like... Yeah, they did Macy pretty dirty in that series. Shit, they just introduced her as a fucking Route 1 trainer, just starting out with a Chikorita, Pidgey, and Rattata, and Ash just bodies him with Charizard. Like, nothing but disrespect, man. Oh, then you give her that Pokemon Chronicles episode. She showed up 12 times. I did not know it was that many times, but damn. You have a character... That was more times than Gary showed up in the original series. I'm pretty sure. And let's be honest, most of the times Gary showed up, he didn't do shit. In the original series. What? He was digging for fossils? When Ash got his Charmeleon to evolve. He was in the middle of the whole Diglett incident. For like 5 minutes. And then what? He hits Ash with a door? That's the only time he showed up. The 8th gym was cool. When they teased Giovanni into the first movie. Leading up to the first movie. That was a cool appearance for Gary. I think that was obviously more of a major appearance for him. Yeah, and then after that, he does, like, nothing. At least in Kanto. They don't even battle each other in Kanto, which is fine. You know, I get it. But, I don't know. I just don't think they knew how to go about rivalries in the anime. In the first couple years. Because, I mean, you look at Gary... Ash and him didn't battle till the end of after the Orange Islands, which was after the Pokemon League. And then they battle again in the Johto League, which finally it took till the end of Johto to figure out what starter Gary had, which is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think the Pokemon anime knew how to go about rivals. I think in Sinnoh was when they did it right. Sinnoh finally got it right. Because, let's be honest, he didn't have one in Hoenn. Ash did not have a rival in Hoenn. He got some at the League, that he beat one and then lost to, which he had done in the 2 leagues prior, with Harrison and... What was the other person? What was the other person's name? Who beat Ash in the Kanto League? Richie. He meets them in the Pokemon League and then loses to them. Same thing happened in Hoenn. Same thing happened in Sinnoh, but a lot worse. They gave the dude legendaries, and that's because only reason is because, you know, they needed a reason for him to lose to move on to Unova, which is bullshit. There is no reason that Ash could not have won a couple leagues, like the Sinnoh League, and then still traveled on and got badges in other regions like how he did. You could have gave him plenty of wins where he deserved them. He deserved it in Sinnoh. He might have deserved it in Johto. Yeah, I could say, with what the competition was in Johto, Harrison... Yeah, and then Harrison loses the Johto League after he loses to Ash, which is dumb. But I don't know. I feel like Ash could have won the Johto League. He could have won the Sinnoh League. He could have won... Should have won... We all know he should have won the Kalos League. Kalos League was bullshit. Dumb last-minute choice. I don't know. Like I said, you could have had Ash win the Sinnoh League and then move to Unova. But I will say, if you made Ash the Sinnoh League winner and then made him how he was in Unova starting out to lose to a starter that just got picked with Pikachu, that'd have been bad. Like, the uproar was already bad enough as it was, having him go from defeating a Latios, or tying with a Latios, to then losing to a Snivy. But also the fact of, like, let's say in another timeline he won the Sinnoh League, and then moves on to Gen 5, and then lost to a Snivy off the jump, that would have been really bad too. So either way, it would have caused an uproar. But Gen 4 and 5 did it quite well. Gen 6 was good, but they introduced them all a bit late. But in Gen 7, it's fine. Gen 7 sucked in general. Gen 8 anime was underrated. And Gen 9 was the first really good Pokemon anime. Gen 9 is good because it's original. Gen 9 does not follow the game formula perfectly. They made like a whole anime original plot, which is cool. And obviously made the protagonist not based on gym battles. They still battle the gym leaders, but it's not for the idea of getting 8 gym badges and becoming a Pokemon champion. Gen 9 changed things up very well. Unfortunately, it's just not going to get the attention like Ash did because Ash was just there for so long. And the fact that you have your protagonist with a starter rather than the mascot. Which, I mean, I know you had to change it up. You can't give a new protagonist a fucking Pikachu again, because it's literally just Ash 2.0 if you do that, but Gen 4 was awesome. Gen 4 did good. Gen 5 did good with Rivals. With numbers a lot. Gen 6 was good. Let's see, what rival... Gen 6 sucked because Astrid was a good rival for Ash. I don't know if you guys remember Astrid. She's the one with the Mega Absol. She was a cool trainer. But the only problem is that you put... Like, the first battle with Ash she has is in a movie that's not canon. And then also, you have her in the actual Pokemon anime. You have Ash beat her pretty much off screen. The battle finishes with Hawlucha getting the redemption over Absol. But you see like the last 2 seconds of it. So you kind of just literally had like a little side rivalry. A little like, you know, like a hidden detail rival. And then you have Sawyer, who yes, was introduced late, but I think they executed him well. Where he started out as like Ash was halfway into the badges at Kalos by the time Sawyer met up with him, and Sawyer was just that dog, and he caught up. You know, 4 badges and he caught up still. He made it to go par to par with Ash in the Kalos League, which was awesome. I think they wrote him pretty well for his development. And then Alon, bro. You have him battle Ash twice. You have a whole side series for him. Which, granted, I will give Alon credit. In that series, he didn't fuck around. Alright? He went up against Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon, Mega Rayquaza, Zygarde. Like, he scrapped with legendaries. He got his strength. You know, that Mega Charizard, it didn't just show up as a fucking beast. It was a beast with a track record to prove it. He beat all those Mega Evolutions, including an Elite Four member's Mega Evolution. Like, he was tough, man. He was tough. But do I think Ash should have beat him? Yes. I think I'm in the same boat as everybody about that. But it's okay though. He came back in the Masters 8 and got washed by the next Charizard guy, being Leon. So it's okay. It's good to see Alon get disrespected, like how he disrespected Ash. And then there was Gen 7. By the way, in my opinion, the Gen 7 anime was one of the sole reasons Gen 7 is not my favorite region because of the design and concept. I understand that. I do not like the animation of Sun and Moon either. But just because it is different does not mean it is not good. I will say that. And here is my reason to say that. Look at how Pikachu was moving in episode, what, 1, 2? Where he was fighting Team Skull. That quick attack animation was fucking bonkers, bro. That shit was like... And then BAM! He was dropping motherfuckers. Pikachu and Alola was GOAT. He was the GOAT. He was the GOAT in Kalos. Taking out 2 of Alon's pseudo-legendaries and then scrapping with his Charizard. Then he goes on to Alola to lose like 2 battles, 3 battles. And then tied another one or something. Like, Pikachu was busted. At the end, you know, I get it. There was 20 years of, you know, training up to that point. You know, you had 6 other regions behind your belt. But, I just didn't like how most of the rival characters were more of friends reduced to nothing. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And then the animation competing with the Yokai Watch. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree with all that. And I'm glad they kind of switched up the formula back to like a mix of the normal and the new animation styles when Journeys came along. I think Journeys fixed a lot of those animation problems. But unfortunately, Journeys did not have the best animation for a lot of it. Ash versus Leon was different. Ash versus Leon was peak. But a lot of the battles in Journeys were a little lackluster. But the fire guy was cool. The other guy sucked. Oh, yeah. Kiawe. Kiawe should have battled Ash in the finals, not Gladion. Gladion literally cheated to beat Kiawe. Dude gave his Pokemon a fire disc. Gave Silvally a fire disc. Or fire memory. When he was getting a fire Z move thrown at him just to resist it. That is such bullshit, bro. It's not like a gimmick where... And even if it was a gimmick, like Mega Evolutions, where he holds an item. Yeah, they've held it since the beginning of the battle. You don't give a Pokemon a fucking item in the end of a... Like, in the climax of a battle. That was bullshit. Kiawe got his redemption in Journeys, but still. It was not like how it should have been in the league. Because I don't know if you guys remember in Journeys, Kiawe took out Kiawe's Nihilego, an Ultra Beast. Which, granted, it was a brand newly caught Pokemon from the episode before. But in the Battle Royale there, Kiawe and Marowak were like, yo, I remember that shit you pulled in the Alola League. I didn't forget that. Marowak used this 4-time super effective Iron Head on this motherfucker and drop him, and he does. Which was good. Because Gladion, I don't fuck with Gladion entirely. His story's pretty good, but I hate the emo, like... You Team Skull. I hate Team Skull even though I work for them. And, Fuck off, bro. Fuck off. You don't need to be doing all that. Sorry, I just kind of popped off there, but... Dude, I'm just saying, Gladion's not... When it comes to rivals, he's alright, but... I don't know. Oh, the animated yeah. Yeah, because Lily got good development, but I think she had better development in the games. But I think she was also a main character in the games. Where in Sun and Moon, she was a supporting character. Talk over the amount of hate over 2 main characters of Journeys. Okay, so Go, I understand why people didn't like his motive, but it was interesting and different. Yeah, having a character that was literally the embodiment of Pokemon Go is cool. But you throw away the formula of damaging a Pokemon, battling a Pokemon to catch it, and then, just, I don't know. It was a little too cutthroat to the fact he was a Pokemon Go character. And then the fact that you want to have him be an equal to Ash by the end of it. I mean, I get it. He's kind of being mentored by Ash. But, excuse me. For a character who's been to 7 different regions and became a champion, you're going to give him one series to be equal to that character? It's not going to work. People are going to hate on that shit. But I kind of like Go. Go's a pretty decent character. I think that was the first time outside of like Dawn that they really made a support like a second character, a real like a dual protagonist or real main character. Because I mean that Go was the only character to have his own episode where Ash showed up in 0% of that episode. Ash was it was the episode where Go goes to Azalea Town. Ash was in no part of that episode, which was crazy. Outside of Pokemon Chronicles and the Mega Evolution specials, that is crazy. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I've got 2 parakeet birds, and the one female bird, Zoe, is squawking, and I need to go check on her. She is what we call the problem child, and she gets very loud when she gets very vocal when she wants something. I gave my opinion about the other one, too, if you want to check that out. Oh, I can't remember, but the name of the girls. But the girl's whole thing was that she was trying to find her purpose. And the reason... Oh, Chloe! Chloe... Dude. Bro, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Chloe was not a main character. She got, like... Who... I think Gary had almost more appearances than Chloe did, bro. Which is crazy. I don't think that's actually true, but... I think Gary had more development than Chloe did. And Gary was already a developed character by then. But yeah, Chloe... She had a little, like... personal development episode with that Pidove. Yamper should have evolved, I think, because they never showed Boltund in the Journeys anime. What else? She caught Eevee, and there was the idea of an arc where they travel with Leon to learn about Dynamax, and that would have been the perfect chance to have Eevee Gigantamax, but it never happened. In 80% of the episode. I wouldn't say that many. Okay. After she caught Eevee, which was like 60 episodes in, she started showing up more often. She meets all the evolutions, cool. Then she just fucking like... The big parts of the Masters 8 and Project Mew happen, and then she's just not around. And then in the middle of the Masters 8, she gets some random ass episode with her family. Because it was kind of like serving as a break for the Masters 8. And then, that's it. That's all she got. She showed up for a little bit in the end. She didn't help them battle Lugia in the end. Yeah, just sucks. She could have been a decent character, but just didn't get the treatment right. She was overshadowed way too much by Go and Ash, for one, and also the fact she didn't even show up enough, and she didn't travel with them enough. was nice that she showed up to the Masters 8 after Go had to leave. And then Dawn. Dawn was a really good addition to have for cheering on Ash, because I think Dawn was like genuinely one of Ash's best friends. Just, I mean, from Sinnoh to Unova, and then her returns and journeys. Which, I mean, I know her returns and journeys were in the middle of promotion for Legends Arceus and for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but still, I think the way Dawn was already treated in Diamond and Pearl, the original Diamond and Pearl series, like, I think Ash and Dawn were like best friends. So it was good that she showed up for his final battle. But I'll be right back. I gotta go check on these birds real quick. I'll be right back in 1 second. Sorry. I checked on the birds, and I also grabbed myself a cookie from the kitchen. There we go. Whoops. Now we talk about Horizons. Okay, we can talk about Horizons. I like Horizons, for the most part. I like the fact that they did a time skip. That's pretty cool. I don't like how Roy became an off-brand Ash. Like, we have new Megas coming, and we have all the Megas that we already had up to this point. And you give him a Mega Lucario? That's a little dumb. Roy has become such, like, an embodied character of Ash post-time skip. Like, which is fine. I don't mind him being a little like Ash. But for God's sakes, his team is a Fire Starter, a Pikachu, and a Lucario. Oh, and don't forget the regional bird. That's an Ash-based team if I've ever seen one. I mean, what are Ash's most iconic Pokemon? Charizard, the finally evolved form Fire Starter. Lucario, his Mega Evolution. Pikachu, his starter. And then a lot of the times his birds. You know, we know he got like every bird from Generation 1 until 6. In fact, I don't think any of the main characters have caught anything yet that can Mega Evolve besides the new... That's new besides Dragonite, but I don't know anybody who likes the design, so... Besides, when will one of them catch a Weeping Bell so we can have one of those damn chunky boys in the main team? That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind to see a Mega Victory Bell on someone's team. It is cool. I like that rival character is becoming a real main character, even though he's a rival. And the fact that he's got a Mega Sableye and a Mega Dragonite is pretty cool. The team building is my least favorite part. Let's review the teams of the characters of the main protagonist. Has a fully evolved starter, and a random Gen 8 Pokemon, and a box art legendary. Well, I wouldn't say a box art legendary. A DLC legendary, yeah. Well, she's also got Charcadet now, too. Lika's team's alright. Masquerade is fine. Hatterene makes sense because of Hatterene's Pokemon Pokedex entry and with how Liko wants to understand the emotions of Pokemon. It does make sense. I know it's a random Gen 8 Pokemon, but it does make sense. And then Terapagos, yeah, we knew from the start. You know, just with the pendant in episode 1. And then, what after? Oh, Charcadet. And Charcadet was a Pokemon that was built up. And, you know, will evolve into Armarouge. We know that. Someone theorized that it might evolve into a third version. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just Armarouge. Just keep it simple. Especially since we haven't had Armarouge show up in the anime yet. The other main character has a middle stage Fire Starter, random Gen 9 Pokemon that literally has no screen time between it being caught and evolving, by the way, and 2 Pokemon that are everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, Roy's team is the most bread and butter of Ash's team's kind of concept I've seen. And it sucks. Because Roy is such a nice character. He can be a great character. The fact that he's going for a shiny legendary Pokemon, and one of the coolest shiny legendary Pokemon, is awesome. But you've got all these Megas. Why the fuck did you give him Lucario? That's such a basic ass fucking... And the only way you make it different to Ash's is that you make it shiny. Who fucking cares? Who the fuck cares? I completely forgot she caught that, so that teams are currently 4 to 3 members. 4 to 3 members. And Season 3 is about to come out. Yeah, they're probably not going to have full teams, which is fine, I guess. Because it's not like they're going to enter Pokemon Leagues. But, I mean, it would be nice to have full teams for them. They're the main characters. Apparently we're going to get origin story and a mini flashback arc of season 3, and we'll get a reason to care. Oh yeah, the backstory behind Lucario and all that. We don't fucking care. It's not going to make up for it. My guess is he's after like the Pokemon that were affected by the Requiem. Meets Lucario in the process, finds out about how that Lucario can detect the fucking Requiem Pokemon. Requiem infected Pokemon. And then he gets a Mega Stone from some... probably a Legend ZA character, probably Emma or something, and probably meets Oruto. I think his name's Oruto on the way, and yeah, that's basically my hypothesis for it. It's good that we're getting it because we did need the answers of where the fuck did he get this Lucario from. But what pisses me off the most is the fact that Crocolore did not evolve over time skip, and the fact that he still hasn't evolved post-time skip is bullshit. That is fresh horse shit. Because now that whole limelight is on Lucario and Pikachu, and it sucks. Unless if I'm wrong. Let me see here. I don't think he has Skeledirge yet. It sucks, because I like Skeledirge. Pokemon Horizons trailer. What's the new trailer? Yeah, the Mega Dragonite appears. I knew that. Which is cool. Yeah, with Emma and then that villain, it looks like. Hold on one second. I gotta go check the stove. I'm making food right now, so I'm kind of in and out of frame real quick. Okay. I burnt the damn hot dogs. I left them on the stove too long. I think I left the temperature too high for them. But, we talk about the two main characters, first captures, how they've appeared. Last times they're probably Chloe at this point. Yeah. Because what? Tinkatuff still hasn't evolved. What's her name? Dot's Tinkatuff probably hasn't evolved into yeah, I know it hasn't. Quaxwell has not evolved into Quackawall. She caught a Gimmighoul. And yeah, that's kind of it. She's kind of a bit of a disappointing character. Which sucks because she is pretty cool with her being a streamer and everything. I'm personally fine with her Pokemon evolving since... Yeah, the other two really don't have any excuse. The fact that Roy does not have Skeledirge is fucking stupid. It is the suckiest overshadow I've seen in animes in a while. Just the fact that you literally take your number one partner from day one that you were singing with in a tree and everything, and you just fucking dash him for a borderline mascot of Lucario. A Mega Evolution mascot. We'll just call him that because he is. When you think of Mega Evolution, the first thing you probably think of is Mega Lucario. Which sucks. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna check the hot dogs again. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. I'm back. Back for good this time. The food's done. It's not burnt. And we're good. There we go. Look at that. Hot dogs are done. A little bit on the well done side, but I'm hungry and I don't give a shit. Oh yeah, just to say, I don't hate Horizons. I think it's probably the best Pokemon anime we've had in genuine years. The team building just pisses me off. Yeah, I think they're really just struggling to get a good team together for them. I think Charcadet should have been a much earlier capture. Like, if not a second capture, a third. Well, I mean, technically has a third capture, but I think it should have been the third teammate. And then Roy, literally all it was just a format of Ash's team. And then Dot. I don't get Dot. Tinka I like, into Tinka Tough. I kind of like it. It's kind of a cool teammate for her. I wasn't expecting her to get it. I expected, like, Liko to get it. And then what? What's next after that? Quaxwell. Gimmighoul. Yeah, Gimmighoul. I guess, you know, whatever. I don't really get Gimmighoul. I don't see it as a perfectly fit Pokemon for her. But I agree with that, yeah. I think they should have their starters fully evolved by now. Especially if Liko does. I don't know, it sucks because in early Horizons, Roy and Krokorok, or Fuecoco, were so cool. Like, I loved their dynamic of singing together and pushing each other to the limit. When the fuck are we seeing that now? Like I said, and fucking, what's his name? Roy beat Nimona, the champion of Paldea. Wasn't a full 6v6, which I think would have been different. But, the fact that Roy beat a champion-level trainer, and they could have used that as, like, the perfect chance to evolve Crocolore into Skeledirge. Perfect. But they didn't, and it's stupid. To give them the Pikachu and Bulbasaur treatment, with Gimmighoul, I guess, that's fine. But their starters need to evolve. If you give Roy and Dot a Crocolore and a Quaxwell at the end of the series, I'm going to be pissed. Because the only one that had a cool middle stage starter is the one that is at the final stage. Floragato is the only good middle stage starter between those three. Crocolore's okay. Quaxwell's stupid. It looks dumb. It's in its shitty, like, middle stage form. Kind of like Prinplup. And kind of like, what's another shitty second stage? Oh, Brionne. Pokemon like them. There's no evidence of that stupid crocodile evolving by next season. By the way, I know. He's overshadowed. We're not in the Gen 9 anime anymore. We're in the fucking Legend ZA anime. And we gotta worry about all the collars shit. Which is fine. I don't have a problem with them worrying about collars. But my problem is that this is a Gen 9 anime. And, you know, just because you're introducing your Kalos Pokemon in the Kalos region and everything, that's fine. I don't care. Do that. The anime correlates with the games. That's what you gotta do. But you don't have to fucking ditch the old Pokemon in the process of that. Oh yeah, the Sandy Shocks. Yeah. Yeah. Which sucks. That's a pretty cool Paradox Pokemon he could have caught. Alright. I will say, though, I appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you having fun chatting with me. Very good live stream. Sorry it shut down in the middle of it, but we came up, we got back and running, and we are good. I am going to get off, though, for today. I got to get some stuff done around the apartment here. And I might get a little more writing done today, off stream. We'll see. But other than that, I'm going to get off here for now. Thank you guys for coming out, and yeah, this isn't even criticism. I'm just wondering where the future Paradox is. Yeah, they should have showed up. It sucks that they didn't. Like especially like the Swords of Justice Paradox Pokemon. But excuse me. All right, I'm gonna get off here for now. I had fun streaming for today. We'll definitely be doing it here soon, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.